Hey guys, what's up? Scotch Duck here once again. Okay, PlayStation, good old PS1 games. Let's go for this, shall we? It's become kind of normal for me to talk about the console a little bit before I actually dig into the games, so with that said, I have a really weird relationship with the PS1. I've probably opened with that very line on multiple consoles, but this one in particular, right, was like, I didn't have one growing up. I had a Sega Saturn myself, my brother had an N64, and I have more fondness for those two consoles than this one, but literally everybody I knew had a PlayStation. You could not, avoid it. It was just this big phenomenon. It was fucking everywhere, you know? So, despite not actually owning one, I do have a lot of nostalgia for certain games, which I will go into, because, all my friends had a PlayStation. I didn't, so, yeah. Let's do it. And I haven't bothered to group them in any way. I'll just be picking out random games. But I did group these right here. Here are my imported games, because PlayStation is super well known for, its wonderful RPGs. You know, no one's going to deny that. And there was a lot that I really wanted to get, but a lot that didn't come out here. So I had to import them. And, yeah. Let's dig right into this. Now, this first one, right? This is the only game I own that is like this. You might want to shield your eyes. Chrono Cross, the Greatest Hits edition, and yeah, that fucking dreadful Greatest Hits packaging. It's nowhere near as bad over here. Nowhere near as bad. I don't know why it's like that. It really is awful. But yeah, Chrono Cross, the successor to Chrono Trigger. Never played it. You know what it was, actually? I started playing it, and I'm like, I could get into this, but when I started playing it, I started looking at a walkthrough for whatever reason, and the walkthrough was filled with all of these things you had to be sure to do in order to get X character down the line, because there's 100 playable characters in this game or something, and it's so non-linear for stuff. So it actually kind of overwhelmed me. I was like, whoa, I cannot be arsed processing all this, so I kind of just gave it up then and there. But I do want to go back to it, you know. It's spiritual successor of Chrono Trigger. I owe it that much, so yeah. Next up, another one that I've not played. Let's see how many of these I've not fucking played. This is Thousand Arms by Atlas, actually. I don't know, it just looked like a cool game, you know. I'm just looking at the back now. I still think it looks like a cool game. Maybe I'll get to it one time. I don't know. But yeah, Thousand Arms. There we go. Mega Man X4. I love this game, but I think this copy of mine is fucked. You know, it crashes after a certain level. But yeah, X4, man, that's one of the better Mega Man games in my opinion. You know, I've never beaten it, but I definitely love it. And when they go back and play it proper, you'd think I would pick up one of those legacy collections. There's enough of them. Okay, Legend of Mana. It's not that good. I've been talking about the Mana series a lot in these collection videos, and yeah, it wasn't nice music, but the game itself not that good. Here's Tales of Destiny. The first Tales of game to come out on PlayStation. Well, outside of various ports and stuff, it's Tales of Destiny. It's all right. It was the second Tales of game ever made, and it sort of shows, but it's pretty good. Wild Arms 2, I've only ever played Wild Arms 1, and I need to get round to this one. Play all the other Wild Arms games, you know. I keep hearing... Wild Arms 1 was alright. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. It was just, I don't know, weird, complicated feelings. Threads of Fate. This is one of my all-time favourite PlayStation games. It is basically an RPG. It's by Squaresoft, but it is also kind of a 3D platformer as well, and I love the story, the music, all that. It's one of those charming games to me. You know, I use the word charm so much. This is one of them. Here we have Dragon Quest VII. Never played this one because I kind of picked it up. I think I picked this up and I basically just waited for the 3DS Dragon Quest VII remake to come out, and I eventually played it on there, put 100 hours into that version. So I just have this here, and I'm aware of all the little differences that this one has to the 3DS remake. Most of them were improvements that were made, but I'm glad that I own it regardless. So yeah, and the main character had like this lizard thing who would like accompany him, and they cut that out completely for the 3DS game. I don't know why. It's on the cover, for fuck's sake. Here's a Brave Fencer Musashi. This is a big cult classic, this one. A lot of people really like it. I liked it, but I don't know if I loved it. There's a lot of like really frustrating moments in the game, in my opinion, that kind of held it back. But it's one of those games where the positives definitely stand out more than the negatives, so I won't harp on it too much. Here's Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. This is Persona 2 Part 2, because Persona 2 is 2 games, and yeah, I got this one. We got like Persona 2 Part 1 for the PSP over here, and they also remade this particular game for the PSP as well, but that never got localized, sadly, so it's nice to have that. That's a really good one. Okay. Xenogears, another perfect example of a game that completely flew over my head. I just wanted to get it beaten, and that's a real shame, because I think one of the reasons why this game went right over my head is because there's so much to it. There's so much lore, so much to like the characters, the story, the world. It's a big fucking game. You know, Monolith, you know, they weren't called Monolith at the time when they made this. They were just like a team at Square, and then they went off to become a Monolith Soft, and yeah, they were like... They're just so good at these like big games with shitloads of lore, what can I say? And again, I did get to the end, so clearly there must have been something I liked, and yeah, so Xenogears, what a game, what a fucking game. It's like, more so than actually enjoying it, the whole scope of it and the whole like, holy fuck, what am I even playing factor is just like there, you know. I definitely do recommend it if you're a JRPG fan. Okay, I also have here, now this is a really nice thing to have right here. I have both Lunars on the PlayStation 1, the collector's editions by Working Designs, and they are all fucking complete. That is like super awesome. They all come with like little trinkets that Working Designs like to put into their games. I've never played this version of Lunar 1, I played this in the PSP, I loved it there, and here's Lunar 2, I did play this. I didn't like it as much as Lunar 1, to be fair, but it was still really good, so yeah, both Lunar games, that's awesome. And that was all my American games, so let's get on to the PAL games, shall we? Where to start? I'm just going to go through these, or whatever. Pandemonium, pretty good 2D platformer. Used to play this at a friend's house all the time. One of those like moments in my life, I was like, I don't know how old I was, puberty was hitting or something. But I distinctly remember, because you can play as two characters, a boy and a girl, and the girl was like objectively better to play as. She had like an awesome double jump and just better moves overall. And I legitimately remember saying to my friend at the time, why are you playing as the girl? You know, that I literally said that. So yeah, that's the biggest memory I have with Pandemonium. Can't say I've really played the game that much beyond that, to be honest. Here is Final Fantasy Anthology. This comes with Final Fantasy 4 and 5. 5 is like the only SNES era Final Fantasy game I have not played yet. I liked 4, I loved 6. Probably see that in a minute. So yeah, I need to get to 5, and I don't know, this probably isn't even the best version of 5. I'm sure there's like a million other versions of Final Fantasy 5 that I'm better off playing. I don't know, but I got it here anyway. Here's Croc, Legend of the Gobos. Quite a classic, cult classic. I don't know, I feel like it's too well known to be a cult classic, because a lot of people really did dig this game back in the day. So yeah, nice little 3D platformer. Okay. Here is Namco Museum Volume 5. Yeah, Namco released a bunch of these for like all of their arcade games and the like. Now, the reason I wanted to get this one is because it had a Japanese version of The Legend of Valkyrie on it. Valkyrie was like a character I was introduced to via the Project Cross Zone games, and really liked the character, you know, and just want to say, what game is she from? And I found out it was this, and the best way to play it outside Japan was on this disc, so I got it purely for this, and I've barely fucking played it. Actually, is this an American game? No, it's PAL. Yeah, so there you go. Why does it sound like something's broken in here? fuck it. Right. Here we go. Silent Hill. A+, 10 out of 10. Fuck yes. I love Silent Hill. Okay? The old Silent Hills. They were... I love Silent Hill. I got nothing else to say. It's fucking... I'm more of a Silent Hill guy. At least in this era. The PS2, PS1 era. I'm definitely more of a Silent Hill guy than I am a Resident Evil guy, I would say. It's really close, but Silent Hill is... Yeah, damn it. I really like it. Here's one of my probably top 3, top 5 games on the PS1. Klonoa. Yeah, a lot of you saw this coming. I'm a big Klonoa guy. You know, it's just such a good 2D platformer. It's so good, and yeah, it's got a point blank demo on it, but I don't have a light gun for the PlayStation, so can't fucking play that. Here is Fear Effect, the first one. Yeah. These are definitely some love it or hate it games in my opinion. They're so stylistic, you know, and very early 90s anime influenced, which is like pretty awesome. But they don't play that well. They're very trial and error focused. They have like tank controls like Resident Evil. It's yeah, it's an acquired taste to get into Fear Effect, in my opinion. Rayman. Classic Rayman. Never beaten it, it's too fucking hard, but, you know, I like Rayman. Metal Gear Solid, probably the single most nostalgic game I have for the PlayStation. I used to, like, go to my best friend's house. Was he my best friend at the time? He probably was, but I would go to his house so I could play, like, loads of this game. It was, like, so good. I remember, actually, I had, like, a Nokia phone, and I would go to his house with my phone, and he would get addicted to playing Snake on my phone. And while he was playing Snake, I was playing a Solid Snake, you know? It's like, yeah, that, I always remember joking about that. But yeah, love Metal Gear, love this game. Just, yeah, same opinion as everybody else, I guess, on that one. Okay, here's like a few like little loose things that I have. Here is a collector's edition of Tekken 3 with a big cash converter sticker on it, but I swear to you that says collector's edition. And it has Tekken 3 in there, and I'm guessing this was just like the loose game disc that came with the proper collector's edition. I don't know, but there it is. It's a thing. I own it. I think I own like a proper copy of Resi Tekken 3 here as well, actually. Maybe we'll get to it in a minute. Here's a loose copy of Dead or Alive, the original. I've been meaning to pick up the Saturn version of this from Japan, actually, because like I hear that's better. Not in terms of content, but in terms of performance. But I would quite dig owning that on the Saturn. And here's a Worms Armageddon. Worms! They're good. Right, here is potentially my favourite RPG on the PlayStation. Legend of Dragoon, and this ain't cheap, by the way. This is an expensive game for the PlayStation, at least in this region. But yeah, it's funny because I feel like if I was to play this without the nostalgia attached, it wouldn't be as impressive to me. A friend, my best friend again, you know, he had like a chipped PS1, so he'd play shitloads of copied games. You know, everybody was doing it, just saying. I didn't have a PlayStation though. And yeah, I remember we would just play this so much. It was so good. But then we got to disc 4, and his disc 4 wouldn't work. It was a chipped copy, it wouldn't work. And I went so many years, guys, not knowing, because disc 3 ends on a massive cliffhanger. It got to the point where I just accepted that cliffhanger. I mean, I accepted the Shenmue 2 cliffhanger, I could accept this. But years later, I finally got my own copy, and I finally played it. And yeah, it was just... was alright. I don't know, the climax wasn't as big as I sort of thought up in my head, but I do love this game to death, genuinely. Legend of Dragoon, awesome. Massive Final Fantasy rip-off, I think that was the sort of thing at the time, it was just cashing in on that, but still really good. Here's a Fade to Black. Shout-outs to Kid Icarus for letting me know about this game. But yeah, it is the sequel to fucking Flashback. Which is a Super Nintendo game I'm quite fond of. So, yeah, not played it, but there it is, Fade to Black. What can I say? Star Gladiator. This is a fighting game by Capcom, a 3D fighting game, and the only reason I own it is because one of the characters is in Project Cross Zone. Just being honest. Right. Here is Fear Effect 2. It's much the same thing as Fear Effect 1, except this one has lesbians, so I guess it's objectively better. Here's a game you might not know about, Final Fantasy VII. It's alright. Yeah, it is actually. I do like Final Fantasy VII. I played through it once, all the way back in 2007. And I'm not gonna lie, I did dig it, I did get into it. Also, this is a platinum version of the game. See, this is what Greatest Hits looks like in the UK. Yeah, it can be a bit annoying when you see the silver instead of the black label, but it looks so much better than the fucking green shit that America got. Right. Here's Dino Crisis 2. Not played this properly, but I do enjoy the first Dino Crisis, which I think I have in here somewhere. Oddworld Abe's Exodus. I'm not sure I've ever done a full playthrough of Abe's Exodus, if I'm being honest. I have done so many playthroughs of Abe's Odyssey. And I have played this, and I know the ending and whatnot, but I've never properly... I don't think I could say I properly experienced it. It was mostly watching my best friend play it. And I don't know why that is, because I do really love Abe's Odyssey. You know, massive nostalgia for that. I did a Let's Play of it. But, yeah, this one... I really should fix that. I really should fucking fix that. Right. A lot of games from Cash Converters coming in here. What's this? Spec Ops Cover Assault... Pass. Here we go. Spider-Man 2. The Let's Play I did of the original Spider-Man's it's the most popular thing I ever did on YouTube. It has like millions of views. What the fuck? But yeah, these PlayStation Spider-Man games were really good. I enjoyed them a lot. And the first one's in here somewhere. We'll just get to that. Pac-Man World. This was a pretty fucking good game. I didn't actually beat it. Pac-Man World, these are actually platformers that I've been meaning to get into so badly, because I think I have Pac-Man World 2 and 3 somewhere, or at least I have Pac-Man 2, but I've not properly tried to get into them. I got to this like one boss where you have to like run on spinning discs and got a bit annoyed and stopped, which I feel bad about. You know, I didn't want to like stop because of that, but yeah, I really should get back to it. It's because it was really good. Pac-Man World. Right, here is Parasite Eve 2. Parasite Eve 1 was not released in the PAL region, and I do really like that game. Parasite Eve 1 was really good. Not played this one properly. Actually, this series, I should say, has a lot of parallels between Dino Crisis, because Dino Crisis was obviously a really good game as well, but both sequels tended to get a bit dumb. At least that's what I hear from like reviews and stuff that I've heard. I don't know. I've not played this. I should comment on it. Crash Bandicoot. I have surprisingly little to say about Crash Bandicoot. I really do. Same with Spyro. I just did not gravitate towards those guys. I don't hate them. I definitely don't hate them, but I just don't have that nostalgia chip for them. So what can I say? So yeah, that's a thing. I'll probably say the same thing about other ones. And here's, I think, another Crash Bandicoot game. Bubsy 3D. Right, what's this? Alundra 2. Was not aware I even owned this. Do I own Alundra 1? If I have, I sure as fucking... No, in fact, I think Alundra 1 was another one of those games that was only released in America. I think. Watch me, like, pull it out of this pile as I'm going on here. Here's oh, they're both together. Good. Here's Breath of Fire 3 and 4. This, again, is another series that I've been meaning to start. I will start at Breath of Fire 1 and 2. I have Breath of Fire 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Advance. Or I could, like, play ROMs on the Super Nintendo, or what have you. But yeah, this is a series that's on my to-do list, I assure you. Classic Gran Turismo. I got it for £1.50. I pretty much just have this for the sake of history, if I'm honest. You know, can't say I've ever properly played any Gran Turismo games, but I am aware of its influence and whatnot. I wonder when we're gonna get like a Gran Turismo game on PlayStation, because that's like Sony's flagship franchise. It's the only one that they like consistently support, I'd say. But whatever. Grand Theft Auto, the original, yeah, pretty good game, made in Scotland. And here is Silent Bomber. This is like a sort of I remember playing this a little bit. It's basically like a top-down 3D shoot-'em-up, almost. And yeah, I just remember, that's like my biggest memory of it, is just that you blow up a lot of shit and it's surprisingly fun that way. So, yeah, Silent Bomber. Okay. Tomb Raider 3, again, £1.50. I bought a lot of PlayStation games out of cash converters, and you can't get these fucking stickers off. They're unbelievable. I don't really have much opinion on any Tomb Raider game, if I'm honest. Well, a couple of them, but definitely not that one. Couldn't even tell you what's different about it. Medal of Honor. Not played it. This is like becoming a pattern, isn't it? Here's something I've played, Final Fantasy VI. The best Final Fantasy game there fucking is. I adore this game so much. It is... Yeah. Yeah, Final Fantasy VI. Way better than 7. Resident Evil 2. We just got the remake, didn't we? But I played this one a lot when I was younger. I remember I always enjoyed watching my friend play it. And I was always too terrified to play it myself. But I just got a real kick out of watching him play it. And Resident Evil was the series that, like, where I decided to, like, man up and, like, you know, I'm going to play a Resident Evil game. I'm going to face my fears. And technically the game to do that was Resident Evil Code Veronica. But it started with this one, you know, absolute classic. Right there. Incredible Crisis. Me and my best friend... This was like a gem that we just discovered because no one else knew about it, and it was such a stupid, wacky Japanese game, so ludicrous, and we just love it. It's like, yeah, it's it's one of those games you just show you would just show to people to see their reaction, and you'd probably turn it off because it's not that fun, but it's one of my big favourites for the PlayStation. I think this is actually my best friend's copy. Don't tell him that. Alright, here we go. Abe's Odyssey, one of my favourites there again. Here is Spyro 2, Gateway to Glimmer, as it's called over here. Yeah, Gateway to Glimmer. Again, don't have much to say about Spyro, so there. Right, here's a couple of games that I've had for a while, but I have not yet played also. Mega Man Legends 1 and 2. I think I bought both of them in the same, like, eBay auction thing. And yeah, there's a big following for the Mega Man Legends games, and I've been meaning to get around to them and experience them myself. Again, you just hear mixed things depending on who you talk to, but I want to make up my own mind, damn it. Right, here is Galarians. I don't know how you say it. This is an RPG, and it's a prequel to the Shadow Hearts game that was on the PlayStation 2, which is a game that I quite liked, you know. And I remember at the time I picked this up, I knew exactly, because I did really enjoy Shadow Hearts on the PS2. Is that even what it was called? Fuck, I'm thinking of something else now. Never mind, it's an RPG, I've not played it, so let's leave it at that. Here is, what one's this? Oh, this is the original Spyro the Dragon. Here is Final Fantasy VIII. I remember when I first started playing this, I'd come off Final Fantasy VII, and I actually convinced myself that I did like it, but as the years have went on, I've kind of accepted that, nah, this one's not for me, so, yeah. Here is, however, Final Fantasy IX. Much better. I think I prefer Final Fantasy VII a tad more, but it was still really, really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Right. Time Crisis. This is one of my favourite games of all time. In the arcade, I should say. I love this game. It was always like this and House of the Dead in terms of light gun games. You know, didn't need anything else besides these. And this PlayStation port is really, really good. Much better than the Saturn port of House of the Dead, I'll tell you that. Heart of Darkness. Look at that cover, that best of cover. Isn't that just appealing to the eye? Cinematic platformer, I think, by the same guy who did like Another World and Flashback, I think. Or at least some of the same people. And it's such a weird game. It is so... That's all I gotta say about it. It's so weird. I didn't beat it. I didn't like it. It is fucking weird. The original PlayStation Spider-Man. Okay. Grandia. One of my big, like, tragic things, I suppose you could call it, because I got to the end of this game and I didn't beat it. I was playing it on a PlayStation 2 at the time, and my copy kept freezing, and I couldn't fucking beat it. And I've always been gutted about that because this game is really, really good. And since, you know, we're getting that anniversary collection for the Switch, the fucking disc came out, and you bet your arse I'm going to play that, you know? But I'm also kind of hoping that a fan translation comes out for the Sega Saturn version, because that's the better version of these two. But again, I'm guessing that Grande Anniversary on the Switch is going to be based on the Saturn version. It better fucking be. Yeah, there we go. Ape Escape, brilliant game. Great use of the DualShock controller, and is just really good 3D platformer. Original Dino Crisis, fucking fantastic. Carmageddon. I don't know the history about Carmageddon. I think it was a game before it came out on the PlayStation, and it has like a big history of being like super controversial because it was mega violent. I can't remember. I feel like I should know this, but yeah, there you go, Carmageddon. There's the original Wild Arms, as I was saying. I was talking about Wild Arms 2. I played it. I beat it. It's quite good. It's quite good. But again, probably an example of a game that I kind of just want to see the end of. I hate games like that make me feel that, I should say. Vagrant Story. I remember popping this in for a few hours just to trying to get into it, and I couldn't get into it. I don't even remember what the game was like. It just wasn't for me at the time. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it another go, but there you go, Vagrant Story. Okay. Here you go. Here's Tekken 3. So I guess I own 2 copies of Tekken 3. I should really just like chuck out, here it is right here on the top of the pile. I really should just chuck this out maybe. I don't know, but it was only £1.50. I doubt it was worth much, but yeah, here we go. Tenchu 2. I don't know what the fuck this is. I know Tenchu is a series. Oh god, it's published by Activision! That I didn't know. Fucking hell. Here's a Tekken 1. How many of these fucking games came from fucking cash converters? But yeah, there's Tekken 1. You can tell I'm a big Tekken fan, can't you? And, oh shit. Someone's going to correct me about this in the comments. I just said that Galarian's game, wherever the fuck it is, I was talking about it earlier. Here it is. I'm going to have to correct myself right here. We're going to be able to tell who watched the whole video before commenting. I said that this, Galarians, was the sequel to Shadow Hearts sort of thing, but it's not. It's this right here. It's Kodelka. I got these two mixed up. This is the prequel to Shadow Hearts. My bad. What the fuck is this though? Why do I own this? I don't know, but yeah, there we go. I think I'm going to get the PlayStation out after this and play a bit of that. I need to play more. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Didn't like Tony Hawk on PlayStation 1. Didn't really get good until like PlayStation 2 in my opinion. Right. Here we go. It's ending on, I guess, a high note. Suikoden 1 and 2. These games are pricey, and I've got them. Do you have them? Well, they were on PlayStation for a while there. PlayStation Network for a while there. I played for the first one. It's a pretty good game. Not got around to the sequel yet, so that's all I've got to say about those. So, yeah guys, that was PlayStation. And we'll go in order. I'll do PS2 next. Not looking forward to doing PS3. Look at this fucking shit. It's 2 whole shelves of PS3 games that I own for some reason. It's going to be a fun video. It'll be like an hour long. Just you wait. Alright. Well, that's that, guys. See you after. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.